Your next question comes from Lara Martin, Spy.com.
Hi, thanks so much for talking to us.
Yeah, thank you for calling.
So you said that you can really see yourself in the Texas housewife role, and we already kind of mentioned Emily earlier. Is there anybody else you think would be a good match with Brad, or could be a real contender?
I think that everybody's noticed just the pure chemistry with he and Chantel. I'm not sure if, she's cut out for that role, but there is, kind of seems like there are the fireworks Michelle talks about, you see that actually with Chantel. So I definitely think that she's a front runner. And yeah, I think Ashley H, they had a kind of a cute connection too. She's pretty spunky. It doesn't really show that so much, but she's a crazy, spunky, fun girl. So I don't know that they'd be a great match, but yeah, I'm still going to have to go with Emily and Chantel.
Mm-hmm. And we saw a little bit of you talking with the other girls about maybe thinking of going home. Did you get a chance to really talk to them after you made your decision? And kind of what was their reaction? Did they think you were just crazy, or did they understand it?
I mean, the whole thing was wild. I talked to maybe one girl, Megan, about it. And other than that, Ashley, in that time on the couch, she was the only person who had any idea what was going through my mind. I don't think anyone else knew. And it all happened so quickly. The time I sat down with Brad and he asked me to stay through the rose ceremony, that happened maybe, 4 or 5 minutes before the rose ceremony. This was all very late at night, and it's all happening so quickly. And I just didn't want to be the girl that was crying wolf, to get attention. That was not my intent at all. And so I needed to follow my convictions to really feel good about it. So yeah, everything happened so quickly. The girls had no idea. I sat down in the rose ceremony and I didn't get to say bye to a single person. At least the girls get kicked off, they get to say bye and all that. There was none of that. I was taken out and not allowed to go back in or say bye to anyone. So that part was hard for sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your next question comes from Morgan Lind from WOTV.
Hi, Madison.
Hi.
It's so nice to talk to you.
Yeah, it's great to talk to you too. Thanks for calling.
Thank you. Well, my first question is, we've kind of seen a lot of different sides of you in your couple weeks on The Bachelor here. You started off as this really mysterious, top sexy girl. And, I must say that when you did what you did by leaving the show and not wanting to take a rose from someone you felt deserved to be there, showed a great deal of maturity and courage to really do that.
Thank you.
So I guess my question is, why was there this kind of different personalities that you had? You kind of had a one from the start, and then you ended with another. Is that just something that where you had people ask me to ask you, basically? Was it, a stunt, or was this just something that you were trying to figure out? Or, like I said, we saw a lot of different personalities.
Right. I went in it, wanting to fall in love and having fun and having, a lightness to it. I think a lot of girls go in with such a serious tone to it, and to me it should be falling in love. It should be fun and exciting, and you should be allowed to joke around and do all those things. So that's definitely how I went in, and that is absolutely a side of me, and certainly there's sort of dark, mysterious, sexy side too, if you will, and the fun, joking side. But yeah, underneath all of that, I certainly am probably a lot more soft-hearted, and when I found out that it wasn't going to probably be my fairy tale love story, then yeah, the other sides really came out. But of course, I went into the whole thing wanting to fall in love and having it be fabulous and having it be for me, and having Brad be my husband. Yeah, absolutely. So I went in that way, and when I found out it wasn't that, then it really pulled on my heartstrings and it changed my mind a little bit. But definitely are both sides of me. It's just how I came into it and my change of mind and change of heart.
Right, absolutely. And my second question is, was there some special connection between you and Emily, or maybe something that happened in your past that made you really feel for her? I mean, obviously, she's captured everyone's hearts, I would say, from especially even me, myself. But is there some special connection you had, or some special friendship that you really had right off the bat with her, or is this something that grew throughout the show?
Grew throughout the show. And at first I had no idea who she was. Of course, she comes off very sweet and like the little Barbie, and she's easy to, fall in love with, and she looks like tough competition, so everybody judges her that way. And, I think that on the show there were a lot of judgments made before because, Michelle had told Brad about the baby and she hadn't, and, her story hadn't come out in the beginning at all, and so none of the girls knew, and they were kind of questioning why on earth a girl this young would have a baby and what's, her story. So I think a lot of it was just such a shock to hear the truth behind it when everyone had made such false, assuming judgments beforehand about, maybe her past and all of that, and, probably everyone had assumed the wrong thing. So when she came clean to just a couple of us before anyone else, it really hit home.
Oh, very good. Well, thank you so much, Madison.
Thank you very much.
Your next question comes from Beth Skowski from RealityTVWorld.com.
Hi, Madison.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. So just to clarify, I know you've talked about it a few times, but are you saying that there really just wasn't a connection between you and Brad? Or do you think that after hearing the other girls', tragic stories, do you think that that just made you less deserving than the other girls to actually win Brad's love?
And that's the crazy thing. I feel like in the show, all of a sudden, you do feel a little bit less deserving. They all have these stories and they need this love. And, coming out of it and looking back, that shouldn't make me any less qualified to fall in love with him than any of the other girls. But, you feel all of a sudden like, why am I here? They need this so badly, and their hearts are already on the line, and, they've had all this heartache before. What the hell am I doing here? Pardon my language, but, you just get immersed in the entire thing, and you feel like for you it's fun and games and you want to fall in love, and for them it's just so much more serious than that. And that they really need it. And maybe that's just the way that they come across. Maybe they're playing the game better than I played the game, but to me, I wanted to fall in love, and I feel like they really needed to. So.
Okay, great. And what made you decide to walk out of the room during the rose ceremony rather than wait to see whether Brad was actually going to give you a rose or not, and then, kind of make your decision right then and there in the moment?
I didn't want there to be any question of another girl getting a rose that was supposed to have been mine. I would feel terrible if he goes to give me the rose, I say no, and so he gives it to someone else. I think that would have taken away from their experience getting the rose, and I didn't want that to be the situation, so I thought I would nip that in the bud by leaving.
Okay, thank you very much.
Your next question comes from Stacy Becker from RBR.com.
Hi, Madison. Thanks for doing this.
Oh, yeah, thank you so much.
I think a lot of my questions have been answered already, so I'm going to ask you one a little bit off topic. But
go for it.
I'm curious, are you a fan of the Twilight series, and are you Team Edward or Team Jacob?
I like the question. I am Team Louis from Interview with a Vampire. Or Team Armand. I feel like Interview with a Vampire was definitely like quintessential, vampirism, if you will. So, yes, definitely a Twilight fan still. I like the books a little bit better than the movie, but I think it's great and it's fun to watch, and I've watched them all, and of course I have to be a Team Edward fan. I'm a vampire.
Oh, me too.
Yes.
I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your next question comes from Jennifer Pirros from Us Weekly.
Hey, Madison, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Cool. So obviously, you lived it, but you just watched the past 3 episodes, so you can kind of see everything for a change. What was your reaction to the way that he behaved with the other women? Because, he keeps on insisting, this moment with each woman is so real, and, and this is so genuine. Do you believe that he is actually, a genuine guy when he's acting like this with all these different women?
Very good question. I do think that he's a genuine guy. I think that, like I said on Ellen, people don't give him nearly enough credit. All of a sudden you have 30 women just vying for your attention, and you're trying to give every one of them, a fair chance and all of yourself. So it's impossible to not come off, we all sort of question the fact that it came off a little bit redundant. You had some of the same conversations, but how do you not when you're trying to get to know somebody? So, yeah, I do think that he has good intentions. He seems like, he has kind of prepared answers on some of the stuff, and some of the times it seems like he's so down on himself about being a changed man. I applaud the man. If he wasn't ready to marry either of the women beforehand, then he shouldn't have married them. It just wouldn't have been right. So I agree. I think that he should have stick to his guns. If it wasn't right, it wasn't right. So I don't. The whole he was a changed man and he was broken before. Blah 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 blah. But I do think that he's here to find love, and it seems like he's taking it very seriously, sometimes too seriously even, and it seems like he was very nervous, and he thought everyone was judging him. I think it really took him a while to kind of let loose and get into the whole situation and have fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And second question, I know Emily, she lost her fiancé, she has a daughter, so if ABC did approach her to be the next Bachelorette, do you think she should do it, or do you think she should pass?
The daughter thing was really hard. I don't have a baby, so I don't know, but I don't know how any of those girls, Michelle or Emily, leave their baby at home to go on the show.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And I couldn't imagine doing the entire thing, being the Bachelorette with a child at home, but yeah, I think that she would be fun to watch, and if she were up for it, definitely. Crazier things have happened. And everybody wants, I think that everyone's kind of rooting for her. She certainly has a story that makes everybody root for her, and she's such a sweet girl, so, whether she finds love on The Bachelor or somewhere else.
Great, well, thank you so much.